Nothing like the fresh taste of balls in your mouth on a Monday morning. What's up, Blue Chips? Welcome. It is January 13th. Good old Monday morning. Let's see what we got for us this morning. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. Abe Lincoln. Couldn't have said that any better. You know, there's a guy, go ahead, bring it in here. I can't remember his name. He's one of the financial gurus. What do you need? I'll be right back, sorry. No, we're not starting that. No. Oh, there's the broom. Your brother was looking for this. We're not starting that, bud. But he said, he's like Grant Cardone. Is that his name? Yeah. What, Giovanni? You didn't like that intro? I just realized this. I didn't change this. There we go. So he says, be smart. Be smart. Oh my God! Already. I'm not turning it on, bud. No. I'm not turning that on. It's too loud. But he says, be smart with your money now so that you can be stupid with your money later. And that's kind of what this is saying. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. So if what you want most is financial freedom, be smart with your money now so that you can be stupid with it later. Man, what is Tesla doing? This thing is gapping. Oh, man. Camden, come on, bud. You were fine all morning. What's wrong? I'm not starting that. No, it's not happening. Nope, not happening. I'm going to mute for a sec because this is going to get bad. All right. So let me get my, what's up, Armando? What's up, Giovanni? What is up, Jeff? What's up, Vincenzo? How you guys doing this morning? As you can see, I am having yet another somewhat hectic morning. Got my nice calculator for today. See if we're going to need it. If I can see, how does this thing work? How do you work a calculator? Anybody know? Oh, there we go. Figured it out. You're going to steal my calculator? I see you eyeing it up. There you go. Play with that. So really just kind of looking at the scanners today. Really not too much going on. I think this DARE is kind of the runner. Also, forgive me in advance if you ask a question and I do not respond right away. I am going to have 4 charts up, and the only really good way to make that happen, to also have the scanners up, is to have this minimized. So if I don't respond right away, don't get mad at me. I'm just trying to trade. So I'll be obviously more focused on that anyway, but I decided to try and use my other monitor to do so. So let's see what is this, ADAP? Not really doing too much, but I guess it did make a pretty decent move as considering its range. CPAH, not too much going on there. DARE, obviously the leading gapper. It's at 91% now. It was up a little bit higher. It was over 100% when I was checking it out earlier. I don't really see too much else on the gapper list that we might be interested in. ASRT, it's kind of a low-priced one. That's not what you wanted? What's wrong, bud? What are you looking for? This? too. Here. Go. Let's see if we can put them together. Oh boy, what's up, Brad? How you doing, man? Got about 1 minute here till the bell. What a chaotic morning. LMFA. All they need is the O on the end of this stock. LMFAO. Yeah, also pretty sad about the Ravens losing this past weekend. That wasn't too fun, but we're past that. Just sad about it. Be weird if I wasn't sad about it, right? We got about 5 seconds here. Just going to be watching the scanners, and there we go. There we go. See if we can't find anything here. We'll go full screen with scanners. Sorry about that. And NKTR is jumping down. VSTM. Not going to be interested there. CFRX. Nothing. CIFS. Also, I'm letting the first 2-minute candle form as well. So, yeah, it's all good, Mr. J. Towers. AQST. I'm going to jump in SRNE here. There's a lot going on here. Trying to somewhat keep up with it. Oh, that's the one that we're in, duh. Hold on, bud. Did not drop down like we wanted it to there. Thinking we also might have started a little early. Holy crap, kid. Look, it doesn't go in. Here. I can't deal with that right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bud. Not gonna happen. You're just gonna have to fight it. I wanted that pop under 4. It's funny because I told myself I was going to let that first 2-minute candle form, and I got in right at the end of it. Holy crap. Definitely not playing NVIX. That thing is scary. See if we can't get that move up there. See if we can kind of take our eyes off of that for right now. Trying to find something else. Keep checking that for some silly reason. CFRX. It's an odd one to type in on the keyboard. Zyme. This is a pretty decent drop here. How many shares? These are so spready. Dang it. I was gonna hit the buy the bid, but we wouldn't have got filled anyway. Oh, cool. All right, we got our fill there on SRNE for a quick winner there. So the idea, guys, with the new strat is not necessarily to have these one entry, one exit type plays, but if they are, we're just looking to get about half that move back. So that was why we put the order there. Unfortunately, we didn't get that ad under 4 like I wanted. It got really spready there. It got to 391, but the ask never came down, so we couldn't just jump in there. We didn't have an order in. But the idea is to rack up multiple trades, and we're not really finding anything that kind of fits our fancy here. I'm watching ALB on my other screen. I'll pull it up over here. But the volume on it just sucks. So VR and A. This thing has kind of a gap fill. 679. This ALB is actually trying to go a little bit higher. 75.50. I feel like I'm doing the math in my head wrong here. Yeah, I saw ADAP running. I don't know why we don't have shares on this one. 88 mil float. Kind of frustrating because that's something I would be in for sure. Or what did the high get there? 74.95. Man, look at ADAP. This thing is trucking. I can't play it though, so we're just gonna keep looking. Is that CFRX? Whoa. The heck is going on here? Some crazy low volume there too. Really don't want to dive into something that I'm super uncomfortable with right off the bat. I mean, I don't see a range candle like this anywhere. That's kind of what's really scary about this one. Like, you look on the daily, there is nothing like this candle. ALB would have worked out really nicely. So a little unfortunate on that one. So Zyme is the one that's going crazy. I mean, it is a lower float too, which I guess doesn't help it. TAST. So here's one. Are we at all-time lows here? No, not quite. $6.10, $6.20. Oops. Might miss this one. Play there would have been right there on that drop. NKTR. Take a look. Yeah, NKTR actually would have been a nice one. I wish I would have seen this one. That SLS we brought up earlier would have worked. It's alright, let's go and say AMRH. Actually a little frustrating. I didn't have NKTR up. This would have been one that we would have definitely been interested in. See, not having the chat up kind of got me on that one. Nice one, Jeff. Was that on the scanner too? It's a little frustrating that I didn't see that. Look at that. All the way down to 35.81. We were looking at it around 36. We definitely would have got paid right there. Well, we actually probably would have been waiting for a little bit more than that. But that daily just scared me. Yeah. Yes. Where'd his head go? Where's your apple? Applesauce is up there. Still looking, guys. Still looking. CPH. V-Ray. So V-Ray, if we could get... What's the good float? We could get a nice little push down here. Be interested in this. I feel like a failure this morning. Got one small winner, but I feel like there was so much going on. We weren't flipping through the charts quick enough. Zyme would have worked out really nicely, but oh well. AKTX. So and come on, what a frustrating morning. CPAH getting halted to the downside. Interesting play there. Just waiting for something to pop up, as usual. What is this? NVAX. Yep, that's it, Jeff. I feel like I kept scrolling through charts and there was really just nothing popping out at me, unfortunately. SRNE, the one that you had mentioned, NKTR, that was another one. I would have definitely been in this one. And it looks like we would have already been out of it. So that was a frustrating one. What I meant, what I didn't mean to get rid of the chart I had up there. What was it, AKTX? No. Like this was a good one, TAST, but we missed the move as it happened. So I'm still, like I said, this is the first day. I'm still getting comfortable with changing my strat. I wasn't even gonna trade live doing this for at least like a week or so, but I decided to give it a shot anyways. But I just trying to keep up with everything was kind of crazy. Didn't quite get anything that I was looking for. I think GDT had an interesting one today. Just posted his chart. To be completely honest, exactly what GDT traded today, he did the, I'm assuming the 112. That's exactly why I'm trying to get away from it, because that looks very dangerous. And it was on ZYME. He actually started it, it looks up here on this candle. So around 40, I don't know what his entry was. It looks like 42. And then he added towards the top of this big drop here, and then again on this candle for his last add, and it actually went quite a bit further. That's why, I mean, we got the move back up like I was anticipating, but this daily, not seeing another candle anywhere near that size. I know the idea is to buy fear, sell euphoria, but when I see a candle twice the size as any other candle, it does become a little bit scary because obviously you would start to think, you know, something happened to where it's going to possibly keep going, right? It's not going to give you a bounce like it's given you, so... This one, ADAP, is the one I wanted to play, but we didn't have any shares. NKTR was a good call by Jeff in the chat. Would have been really nice on this drop here, but we didn't have it up. ANF. Not bad. Like to see a little bit more from it. And see if we can get the breakthrough high here, 1830 up towards 1850. I would be interested here in ANF. Man, look at Zyme. That thing is trying to go all the way back up. That's crazy. No, come on, ANF. Wrong way. Just with the range on ANF, I'd like to, you know, I like the extension away from previous resistance, and that's not a big enough extension for me. ADAP still getting crushed. It's kind of in a descending triangle here. Like 370 being the key spot, 368. Come on, market. Give me something. Help? I can help you. Here you go. You're not supposed to take them off, silly. Where's his hat? You want to take it off? I am so confused at what you want right now. He was doing so good. Oh, we missed BE. I was told to look at BE and NKTR. Go get it. AMRN. You're too tall, bud. You're okay. You're okay. I've played AMRN in the past, so I know I'm pretty sure the float's not crazy. Yeah, 352 mil. I still would like to see this get back up there, especially because I remember looking at this earlier. I knew the pre-market highs were over 21. CDLX. No shares there. Zyme literally giving the whole move back. Crazy. If AMRM wanted to shoot through high day and through 21, we'd be interested. Like if it wanted to do it on this move. What do you want me to do with these, bud? Watch your head. I got you. Put them right here. You can reach them from wherever you're at. Why you're so fascinated with being under the desk right now. pooped. Smell that poop. All right, AMRN trying here. Well, you might get a second opportunity. Get it, poopy pants. All right, here we go, AMRN. Let's see, 2075. Of course, he just took my calculator away from me. Doesn't want to get up over there, huh? I was hoping AMRM would give us that 21 pop, but it didn't even get the 21. That was our plan, was over 21 we were going to jump in there. ADAP trying to break down. Kind of got the descending triangle, but got bought up there on VWAP. On AMRN? Ah, that sucks, man. Hopefully it was right around here, right? I will help you build it, but once I'm done. Excuse me. I will help you, bud. Yeah, CPAH is a low float, too low for me. AQST is kind of on the verge of being a little too low. Watching AQST here. This thing's getting crushed. Actually, it might be getting halted here at 423. I think I'm going to stay away from this one. The float's a little too low. Seems a little too easy to get into a halt here as well. Kiddo, yeah, I see you're stepping all over the calculator. It's supposed to be for me. Amaran, a little disappointed there. I was hoping to get a position. Didn't quite get it. Man, it's so piercing. Oh man, what a frustrating morning, huh? How would you activate a demo account on CMEG? The demo account comes with a real account, so you can call them up and just get a demo account, but you're going to pay the same, the full price. So if you wanted the demo account on DOS, you're still going to pay the $125 a month. But it would be the same way. You might actually, I'm not sure how much it is if you go straight to DOS themselves, but I know they offer the same thing. I don't know the cost of it though if you go straight through DOS, but if you go through CMEG, you would just pay the $125. There. So you hit the buttons. AMRN. Poopy poopy. What's wrong, bud? Say daddy's almost done. AZRX. I'm gonna stay away from this guy. AMRH. AM. Is that the one that we were looking at? No. Looking back at SRNE, it would have worked regardless. I would have just had to wait a little bit longer if I didn't get my fill there. But hey, look at that. First live trade. Going long in a long time with a new strategy, and it was green. So it's always a plus. Just sad I didn't get that ad. I told myself I was going to add when it dipped through 4, but I didn't have an order in, and the ask never came down under $3.99, so it was a little frustrating. Also, the idea behind if we get a single entry, single exit, I'm not normally looking to get more than half the move back, as I had explained Friday night. But I am looking to get like $8 to $10. That's kind of the idea. So we only got $5.50 there, but that was because I missed my ad there. If we would have got the ad, we probably would have, obviously we would have got more, right? If we would have had double come up to the same spot, average would have been lower. We actually would have ended up with closer to $20. But unfortunately, that's not what happened. So not going to get greedy. And as you can see, it would have tested us and we would eventually got paid anyway. So not a big deal, but no reason at that point to let it go against us. If we didn't, I mean, well, it wouldn't matter because the strat plays into that. So wouldn't have been a big deal. AEMD. Oh, nice. Thomas got AMRN. He had to wait a little bit, but he got it. PCG. Dang. Come on, I didn't see this move on PCG the other way. It did come up on the scanner too. Dang. 11:38 is where it got alerted. Dang. Can't believe I missed that. Wonder what I was doing. Probably messing with the kid. I hate saying that, but you guys see me. I'm like constantly messing with him. CODX. That's a lower float. Yeah, it's a lower float. What's wrong, bud? Kid's scared to death of the Roomba, but he wants me to turn it on every morning. It makes no sense to me. I also noticed that the YouTube counter thing ain't working today. It's weird. My chat's working though, so that's the only one that really matters, to be honest. SSI. I'm also attempting to train my eye to look at the red tickers too, because for so long I would only look at the ones that are green. So it's interesting. MBot trying to be relevant today to the downside. These stocks are just crazy. I don't know how people play these. I mean, these are literally like playing the lottery. Oh. Oh, green, cool beans. I was off bothering GDT. Yeah, I saw GDT's trade. That looked a bit scary. How would you locate shares? Not sure which tab it is. I can show you. Go to the main area. Go up to trade. Short locate. Type in the symbol. I know CEI. I don't have shares. 500. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't take that. I'm just giving you an example. And then hit inquire. And it'll tell you that there's only 90 available anyway and at what price. So if you're on a real account, you would have to trade, or you would have to pay $25 just to locate them, and then you would also have to pay the per share price that you can see here. And to be honest, on a demo account, I'm not sure if you can locate shares. So I've never tried. Don't even know if it's possible. So I'm not sure if that's what you were asking or not, but that's how you would do it on a live account. I'm so sorry if that sounds as loud as it does to me. We're going to get this, guys. I really like the idea of this new trade. It's so much less stress that no, why are you hitting buttons? No. Giovanni, once you locate those shares, they're yours for the entire day. So it's not like if you locate 100 shares and you use them, you don't have to locate them again. Those 100 shares are yours for the entire day. Oh my. Do you want to go get your diaper changed? You go upstairs? You want the bucket? Careful. Is this what you want? Oh look, it was already on. There's nothing else in here but the bucket and the balls. There you go. Yeah, it's pretty quick. I mean, I know some brokers, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you can on CMEG, but you can actually make a hotkey or a hot button to do the locating for you. So like if you're convinced that you want to short something, you can just hit it. So it'll go through that process for you. But I'm pretty sure it's going to auto pay whatever per share it is. But then I also know that Lightspeed does it where you can have like almost like a separate montage for just locating shares. So at any time you just type the symbol in and it'll tell you what's available. I'm now with Hindsight Capital. We trade today, tomorrow, to save your tomorrows today. You're always confusing me, Vincenzo. I'm not easily confusable either. That's the worst part. I'm surprised how like normal for being such a low float and low volume that this actually is looking like it's trading. This is ASLN. This 245 area would be interesting. Got to 245, 255. Wish I knew what he did with my calculator. 100. I didn't trade AMRN because I was looking for the 21 pop, mainly because of this pre-market high that it put in. So, you know me, I don't like to trade things that aren't extended, and it formed a top here at 2075, and it pulled back and then went higher. So I wanted that extension away from that area, and I wanted the key pop through 21. So this tiny little extension through, I mean, it was obviously a little bit of a fake out, but I also wanted to see some sort of extension away from the pre-market high as well, sitting here around 2050. So I wanted to get away from that because obviously it had the ability to do so, especially looking at the pre-market highs. So I didn't feel comfortable getting in here thinking that we were kind of in the middle of, I mean, because look, if we would have got in right there, we're kind of in the middle of what could have been a range and actually towards the bottom. So, you know, obviously being short, you don't want to be at the bottom of a range because that's no bueno. So that was why I didn't trade it. Yeah, so Daddy's going to have to check that because there's a bunch of little pieces that might pick it up. I knew he was going to start laughing. Anytime something goes near the dogs and makes them move, he just starts cracking up. No problem, Brad. Yeah, I kind of feel a little bit like a wuss, as well as annoyed that I missed out on some, like, NKTR. This was a bummer. Definitely would have been in this right here under the 26 move. But we just didn't have it up. Frustrating. Definitely would have got paid on that one. I think that was the only one that I saw that, like, I really felt like I missed. But I'm really trying to change my idea of what is extended, because you guys know me, I'm very nitpicky. And for anyone that is new here, I'm Tim, by the way, here at Volatility Trading. But I'm very nitpicky. I was taking very little trades because I was waiting for the A+++ setups. And we're just in a market right now where we're not getting those. Take SRNE, for example. I did kind of jump into this one, but this is kind of textbook what I'm looking for. We're looking for... I don't need to draw a line right here because that's where the current price is, but this line right here, the pre-market lows, I was looking for an extension away from that, as well as a key area to get in. So when we got down there towards that $4, it felt like it might have been trying to bounce. I was a little bit wrong, and it jumped under $4 but got bought right back up, and we ended up getting our take profit, looking for, because it's the reverse of what I used to look for going short, because I'm very short biased. But if we're looking for that previous support in this case to be touched and used as resistance, which it was, that's where we were looking to take our profit, and we pretty much nailed the top there. The high was 422, our order was at 421, so hit that one perfectly. The only thing that didn't happen here was we didn't get our ad under 4, but it's kind of my fault for not putting the order in. I should have had an order in, but I was looking for around that 390 area, looking for it to be exactly what it was, the pop through 4 and then come up and get back through. I mean, it did exactly what I was thinking I wanted it to do. Obviously, we don't know what it's going to do. And it would have been a much better trade because we would have had the same take profit area, but for twice the amount of shares. So just a little unfortunate that we didn't get that. And there was so much going on the scanners this morning. I mean, it was like Christmas lights. They were just flashing like crazy. So a little frustrating that we didn't find anything else to trade. Still looking, but AMRN was kind of something that we were interested in. Didn't quite get it. And again, I would have been, the old me would have never even looked at this until we got over the pre-market highs. But with the new strategy, it gives us some wiggle room, but we're still not just going to enter a trade just to enter a trade, right? We're still going to follow some base principles and rules where we're looking for an extension away from our previous resistance. So we had that previous resistance here, as I just showed you, at the 2075 area. So we were looking for that 21 pop to get closer to those pre-market highs and away from VWAP, looking for that extension. But we didn't get it. I mean, this doesn't look that extended. Where when you look at SRNE, look how extended this looks away from that area, especially we had that pre-market low to get away from. So that was what I was looking for there. Didn't quite get that from AMRM. We're just kind of in this, like if you draw two lines here, one at the pre-market high, you draw a line here at the pre-market lows, which is where it held support. We're just in this kind of range. So not really interested until we would have been towards the top of that range to get in. So that was why we didn't take that trade. And then what was the other one? NKTR. This one was just a miss, unfortunately. I just never pulled this chart up. If I would have pulled this chart up while it was making this move, we definitely would have been in this under 26. Unfortunately, we didn't pull it up, and we never got in. So as you can see coming down, look how where AMRN kind of just went like this and then started to go. Look at how we get this nice big downward thrust basically away, like the big panic move away from VWAP, right? Get that nice extension. That's what you're looking for. That's what I'm looking for. So if I have a chart up when it's doing that, I'm going to look to get in. Unfortunately, we didn't have this chart up. So there was 3 trades that probably should have been taken today. Well, 2 trades that should have been taken. The one on SRNE we were happy about. NKTR we missed. And AMRN we were looking for something that just didn't happen. So I think another one was BE. Yeah, this was another one. This actually looks very similar to SRNE, just a little bit further into the chart. But as you can see, we get the move down, and then we get that nice final little push. And that's where you would be looking to enter. If you would have got this, this would have been a single entry. You're looking to get about half that move back, which would have been right at $9. And look at that, it got right to $9. So you probably would have, I would have probably front ran that at $8.99, and we would have got filled. So that's another one that I felt like we missed. And that's that. So I learned through trial and error. Lots of watching people on YouTube, lots of testing out different strategies, lots of losing money, lots of winning money, just through experience, man. The more you trade, the more strategies you try, the more people you watch, you start to just learn things, right? You start to see charts better. You start to see patterns that happen over and over again. And that's that. I do owe a ton of credit to Brian at Intensity Stockwatch Scanners. Back in February, he took me in, right? He basically took me in. I was new to the strategy. I had about 6 months of actual live trading. I was just starting my YouTube channel, and he really kind of took me in. And, I don't want to say like took me in under his wing or how, he didn't like basically say I'm going to become his prodigy or whatever. He basically just said, I'm going to try to help you out. He's that kind of guy. And so ever since I've been in the ISW room, and by take me in doesn't mean it was free. I still had to pay, obviously. But once I was in there, he basically just bamboozled me with information, and he was available at any time on Twitter just to talk about any questions that I had at any given time. And that's kind of what I'm trying to give back as I go and learn things, to try to be that person. But being in the ISW room is just invaluable. The amount of information you get from all the guys in there, GDT's in there, I'm in there, Kevin Avery's in there, Brian's in there. There's a bunch of other traders that aren't on YouTube. I know Scott has a YouTube channel as well. He's in there. There's just so much knowledge in the chat room. It's just a small group of guys where we're looking to strive to be the best. We don't want to, just sell to the masses. We're looking to really focus, and we want to make money in the market. We're not looking to make money off of other people. What's wrong? Go turn it back on. Yeah, you turned it off. I heard you hit the button. So hopefully that answers your question, Giovanni. If you have any more specific questions, feel free to ask. If not by now, everyone should know that I'm as truthful and transparent as you can get. You can ask anybody that's known me for a while if that's the case. That's kind of what I do. You say hi? Say hi. No, don't press buttons. Just say hi. 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 This is the one making all the noise. And now he's trying to figure out how to turn the mic off. Yes. Why can't you turn it on? You make such a mess. There you go. That smile on your face. Oh my, you just told me to put you down. What is your deal? I know it's getting the cars. Go save them. Go save the cars. I need to look at Dave's charts here in a second. I'm going to go change his diaper. I will be right back, and I'll save you from some screaming for a couple minutes. Come on. All right, and I'm back. And Giovanni, did I answer your question, man? Sorry if I didn't. If I did, good. If not, sorry. AKRX. Looky, 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 looky. What's the float on 94? Oh crap, we missed it that quick. Oh, go back up. Let's go up to 150. Yeah, here goes this thing go. Got 152. See if we can get down to 142 real quick. Oh, so 43, 43. It's not being nice. All right, and take it there. Didn't seem to want to give it to us. Be happy with that. It kept trying and it didn't want to, so not going to get greedy. Let it go back against us there. Like I said, we're only looking for that quick $10, but if it only wants to give us like 7, we're happy with that. So I'll take that one. Nice little quick trade there on AKRX right off the scanner. Just happy to get another trade in there. I guess I would be interested in this again if it wants to run again. We got our quick in and out. High day sitting there at 156. A little frustrating because it did pop down there to 142. We just didn't get filled. It's all good. I'm sure we were last in line there with our 100 shares. See if we can go high a day here. Would be very much interested in getting back in. It's funny too because I typically don't play these stocks, but I saw it pop up on the scanner. It's a good float. We're 94 mil float. Yeah, I saw it on the wrong scanner there for a sec. This thing's kind of whipsawy. And we're coming back down. We'll most likely get down to where my trade would have been. And there it is. So we could have been a little bit more patient with it. It would have worked, obviously, but if this would have went high a day, we could have looked to get back in. So I'm definitely not upset with that trade whatsoever. ADAP? Did I is the chat, did the chat stop working? Let me check. I feel like somebody would have said something recently. Let's see your channel. No. You guys are just ignoring me. It's all good. It's not good. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Just kidding. Ça va? Ça va, merci? It's a low float. Whizzes. A little scary there on the daily too. This is the one that came from $1. Let's see, 40. This is this is a demo trade, as you can see on my screen. Oh, you can't see it. Let's go to chat 2 with the scanners. So as you can see on the position screen, this is a demo. I'm a little scared of the daily here, but I would still like to just play this just to see how it trades and how it feels, especially being a low floater. So that was a combination of reasons why I chose to use the demo account here. And theoretically, we should get that quick take profit at what was this, 727? So we need 40 cents. So actually, we miscalculated our share size just a little bit. Just try 33. See if we can't get a nice little pop up to there. 740 would be where we actually need to get, but I'm thinking that we might get a little bit of resistance here at 727. See if we can get a little pop through there to 33. Yeah, AMRN definitely gave up. We're getting that little bit of a pop here. This is also a good experience for me to realize that no matter the share size, we're still looking for the same types of moves. Like earlier, you saw me put 5 shares into my montage, but that was for a $70 stock that was moving points at a time, right? So 4 points with 5 shares, which it could have very easily have done because I think the move was about 10 points. So if I would have got 4 points of retracement with 5 shares, that's $10, right? And that's what we're shooting for. So that's the idea behind the strategy is, yeah, you're going to see me starting with much smaller share size, but we're looking for exactly what you see. So, and in this case, obviously we're, single entry, single exit is never bad, right? It's an in, it's an out. You made some money. But at the same time, it's not necessarily what we're looking for. If it goes against us, we get to add and build a position, right? That's kind of what we're looking for in a sense. But we're looking to do it multiple times in a morning. So I'm trying to get a minimum of 4 trades in during the day, so that if for some reason we do eventually end up hitting a max loss trade, we've already made enough money to pay for that plus some. That's the idea. And we're still using the same principles behind our trading. We're almost in a way automating it a little bit more to take the emotion out of it. And if we can start to get this push up, I definitely think we would probably get 740, getting up there towards VWAP. Damn, no shares on CGC. I saw it pop up here on the scanner as a higher price one. Man, this would have been a nice one. We would have been in this if we had shares short. Nice float too. CGC, 218 mil float. Nice pop through 21. Nice extension. We're up towards yesterday's high. That's what this dotted green line is. Just went through it. Definitely would have started this here. Definitely jealous. We would have been looking to add to this through 2150. Man, I wish we had shares. I definitely would have been in this. This is exactly what we're looking for. Right? Even like if this was to the downside, this is exactly what we'd be looking for. Like these kinds of extensions. CVM is kind of doing the same thing. What is this line up here? Oh, that's the VWAP. Jeez, this thing must have had a huge down move. Look at that. What the heck's going on with CVM? This is kind of starting to look like a big ascending triangle, right? This $10 area is the top, and we're just ascending here. It's actually riding the 200 back up. It's kind of interesting to look at. CGC, though, definitely would be an interesting one, especially looking at the daily here. We're coming right up to some resistance at, is this 22? Pretty much 22. So with our strategy, we definitely would have had room all the way up to 2250. It looks like is like the key area here. But obviously, this thing's already nice and extended. So getting through 2150 here, we'd be looking for just like a little bit of a pop for an add. Like maybe just like 56, 57. Probably have an order in here, to be honest. I don't like to put orders in through key breaks because there's sometimes you get breaks where they're only like 5-6 cents, like this one is right now. But then sometimes you get them pops where it just goes like right to 21.75. So if you have an order just sitting there anticipating like 21.57 or 58, and it just blows through it, it's not good. Like right now, this is what you wait for, right? You wait for it to get there, then you hit it. And you're like, okay, this thing doesn't seem to want to keep going. This thing is so extended. Applesauce? Do you want more? More apples? Okay, I'll be right back, guys. Obviously, I wouldn't need a stop or anything here on SAVA. So even if I was trading this for real, I would actually feel comfortable getting up because we have the take profit in. And if it does go lower, we could still look to add. So it's not a big deal. Applesauce. Yummy, yummy applesauce. And there goes CGC. So we'd be actually looking to add again here. And again, that's the whole point of this new strategy is let it go, right? The more extended the move, the better. We're building our position here. And at this point, man, I mean, I could do the math. I'll even see. So if we would have started this right here, we said it was like 21, we'll just say 2135. And then we would have said we added 2157. And then we would have just added here. So we'll say 2185. So our average would be 2159. And we'd be using high of day here. So we're still going. Look at this move. This is awesome. This is crazy. So we're getting up to that key area, 2250, right? So we'd be looking to add again here. See if we can get a nice little pop. There we go. Still waiting. See if we can get through 10. There we go. Just waiting for it to feel like it's done right there. Okay, we would have hit that. We would have got 10. So 64.77 plus 22.10. And it's still going. Look at this thing. So let's see, divide by 4. So our average would be 2171.75. This thing is just going. This is crazy. This has to be some kind of news. That's definitely for sure. All right, so we're going to come up to this 2150 area, right? This is kind of the key area we were looking for. Now, I don't know what our initial share size would have been, right? So that's kind of where it would have been small today. We would have took whatever we thought it was and halved it. So we should still be okay here, especially risking off this area. And right here, 2240, we're going to hit that, and we're going to kind of feel like that might be, hopefully, our last one. Yep, there we go. So 22, let's add that 2240 plus the 86.87, divide that by 5. So 2185 is now our average. So let's do the math here. Minus 2241, so 55 cents. So 2185. So 2130 right now would be the bottom of our range order. So it's quite a ways to go, but we'll see what happens. And our average is sitting at 2185. It's nice to just kind of play these out, right? Even if it's on demo. I mean, technically this would be on demo if it could have been. Actually, I don't think this one would have been on demo. We probably would have really played this one, so it would have been a good test. And I'm actually, let me, 21, here, I'll do the math real quick so we can see what our share size would have been. 2140 would have been looking for about half, so 21. So let's see, 40, 10. So our share size would have been 25. So we'd be in 5 orders right now, right? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So we would have 125 shares right now. So let's see, 125 shares. Let's see, I'm trying to do the math here. So divided by. I did that backwards. Also did that back. That's wrong. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. But I need to do the average $1.20. I'm trying to figure out how to do the math on this. I'm a little confused, not gonna lie. I have the average, I have my share size. Trying to figure out how to hit my max loss. How far would it have to go against me? I'm pretty sure this is right. I take the max loss and divide it by my shares, it gives me, because if I did, right, okay, so that is right. So it would have to go $1.20 from my average for me to hit my max loss. So my average right now is 21.85. So we'd have to get to 23 for me to hit my max loss. So we're not even close to that, right? Which is good. NBEV and PTI. NBEV is halted going up, or it's trying to. PTI made a pretty big move on some volume. Kind of flirting around our average here now on CGC, but we're looking for way more than that anyway, so not a big deal. But it is nice to just see it come back down towards our average. Watching NBEV and PTI on my other charts. Can't play either of them to the short side, but just watching them. NBEV had a big move. It was trying to halt, but didn't quite get there. Apparently, NBEV the news is Kendall Jenner says she uses it for her diet. It's kind of funny. So to be completely honest, getting close to the end of what I like to call my trading day, 11, 12 o'clock, this thing is not quite doing what we want. So we're actually going to set a stop on this. Fairly breaking. Actually, we might just take it here. because it's starting to look like it's going to fall over. Give it a sec here. We're still kind of messing around with CGC. I have no problem with that one, but SAVA will most likely just kind of take what we can get here. Decent little bids popped up there at 7, so we'll see what that does, and then we'll let's just set a stop here at break even. Oh, we'll let it. We'll set a stop. Let's do it at 6.99. Probably get a little bit of slippage there, but guess we can do a range order. 6.99, and then we'll make it 7. We'll do we'll go 30. Okay, just making sure everything was right there. Still just watching CGC. We'd still be in this, our full size. Have no reason not to be. Just kind of letting it do its thing here. Huge move that it made. Maybe obviously started it a little bit too early, but that's kind of what the strat is designed to allow us to work into it. And we'll see what it wants to do. Above 2231 or 22, what was it, 2250? 2248. As you can see, that was where we were kind of risking off of. So this actually might be one where it would be good to just not let it keep going if it does want to break that 2250 area and not come back down. So basically, like, kind of wait off to add. Like, don't really. I mean, maybe you could add 2250, and then if it reclaims that. Because, like I said, we had plenty of room. We have up until 23 at our current share size to hit our max loss. So we're nowhere near it. So we'd be looking for that to kind of be a little bit of a fake out, right? You don't want to stop out on the way up, because how many times you see fake outs? And we're going to see if that happens, it looks like. A little flashlight. Push the button. Uh-oh. I'm gonna... Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Not being rude, I love your channel and also giving some heavy thought to the scanners, but your position sizes are small now. How do commissions not eat you alive? Use CMEG, don't you? I've been considering using them for a bit instead of TD to get by the pattern day trading rule. So yes, Ryan, and you're not being rude. You're more than welcome to ask any questions. So it's going to sound kind of crappy, but yes, if you sign up through me, you get the 295 trades. But because I am affiliated with CMEG, I did happen to work out a deal with them to where I can trade per share. So for me, it's not per ticket. It used to be when I first started, but I guess, a couple people started signing up to get the 295 trades. So their way of saying thank you was letting me kind of negotiate, because the amount that they give you for bringing people in, it's not a significant amount. So they try to, I guess, show you love in other ways for helping them out. And so one of those ways is they allow me to trade per share. So it allows me to trade the smaller share size and not necessarily get eaten up by the commissions. So the minimum commission for me is 50, or it's actually 65 cents. Or actually it's 75 cents, sorry. Because it's 50 cents for the minimum for share size, and then 25 cents from the ECN fees. Because it's a minimum of 50 for the shares and then 25 for the ECN. So that's the minimum that I pay. So when you see me entering trades into my TraderSync, when I change the commissions, it's always usually 75 cents. But if I'm taking more than, 150 shares, if I take 150 or more, that's when I tend to, I end up paying more than that. So yeah, it's one of them kind of crappy situations, but it is what it is. And it's kind of a way for the channel to support itself a little bit. I make these videos, I do the streams and stuff like that. So in a way, it's kind of just a way of getting rewarded for going through all the hard work, I guess. Again, I always try to be truthful and transparent, so that's what I'm trying to do. So hopefully that answers your question. And I'm not trying to be rude or, throw it in your face that I have lower commissions, because that's not the case. I used to be paying the $2.95 as well. So here we go. This is what we were talking about, that possible fake out. And there it was. Went through 250 and came back down. And if you have any additional questions, Ryan, feel free to ask. But yeah, if you do want to get around the PDT rule, it is something that, unfortunately, unless you want to try to use a cash account with Thinkorswim, it is what it is. So it's what I like to call an unnecessary or a necessary evil that we all have to kind of go through. Like I said, when I first started trading, I was using SureTrader, and they were $5 a trade. So that was even more crazy to think about. Imagine paying $5 a ticket, no matter what, no matter your share size. Rafaela, I can pull up the thing I made. I ended up making $12.50 today. And after commissions, it'll be a little bit under $10. I'm in a trade right now on SAVA. I have a range order set where the bottom is break even and the take profit is somewhere around like $6 or $7. But this is on the demo account. I didn't like the daily on this trade, and I also didn't like just the lower float that it has on SAVA. So that was why I decided to trade this one on the demo account. Because this strategy, if you are new here, I am Tim, by the way, but this is something I just started trading on Thursday. It's my old strategy with some tweaks. So I'm also kind of taking it easy, which is also why the share size is a little bit smaller. I actually, on both my trades, SRNE and AKRX, I took what my share size would have been and lowered it just a little bit, just so I can get comfortable with it, right? It's almost like taking some of the emotion out of the trade, just so that I can get used to the way that these are trading, but still keep some skin in the game, if that makes sense. Gotcha, Ryan. Yeah, that is the one problem with using a cash account, is you run out of buying power pretty quickly. It would really depend on the amount of money you're trading with. If you're trading with anything less than 2,500, even like 3,000, I honestly would recommend you staying with Thinkorswim or TD Ameritrade, because, like you said, the commissions and the fees, like the broker fees every month, like those will eat you up if you're trading an account under 2,500. If you're trading to actually learn how to trade and be in this for the long haul, I always recommend that you start with at least $2,500. It just makes no sense to start with anything less, because, as you mentioned, the commissions and the fees are going to eat you up, and it's just not something that's not a spot that you want to be in, right? It's kind of starts to get dangerous at that point, because you're going to get emotional about, well, I got to make this much just to cover the fees. I got to make this much just to cover the commissions. And then you're risking too much of your account on any given trade. And it's not a healthy way to learn. So believe it or not, even though Thinkorswim, using them over at TDA, I keep calling them Thinkorswim, it's just the platform they use. But it does the job, even though you might not get the best fills here and there. But if you use limit orders for the most part, everything's free. So you're never paying commissions. You're never paying broker fees. Just the unfortunate part is you have to deal with the overall experience of using a cash account, which it does suck. But it is what it is. You can't short. There's a lot of disadvantages to using a cash account, but the one advantage is, I guess, that you can trade as much as you want if you have the capital. So it's one of them things where it's like, would you rather be under PDT and have the margin, or would you rather use a cash account and you're still sort of only trading, X amount of times per week because you're in that cash account? So it's kind of one of those iffy situations. And here goes CGC kind of trying to break down again. So that did end up being a fake out as of right now. And in the past, guys, this is what I'm talking about. if we would have been in our old strategy, which we would have been pretty underwater anyway, because we would have started this way too early for a 1-1-2, right? I mean, we probably would have waited to add, so we might have actually been pretty okay because we looked at the daily looking for that spot to be the final add anyway. And we probably would have been out most of our position into this move down anyway. So really, it possibly would have worked. It would have been scary. But with the new strat, with the football? Oh, there it went. With the new strat, we're working on a way to kind of take that emotion out of it. And that's kind of what we did here. And we allowed, if we would have still been in this trade in the old system, we would have been forced to cut this. We probably would have put it right above 50. And look what it did. Went to 55, would have stopped us out. We would have literally top ticked this thing. And then it came right back down. And we were doing that constantly at the end of the year. And this is what would happen a lot. So that was part of why we started looking into how to fix that problem. That was such a huge problem that we would get faked out like all the time. So it's really something that we've been looking to get past. So hopefully this thing can continue to break down and get through that 2180 area. And we'll see if it can't work its way down towards VWAP. Definitely, I agree. I've been trading about 1.5 years now. Traded options because it's T+1 for a while and didn't do well. Now I'm back to my roots, and I've been doing well since I came back. Consistency. If you follow me at all, it's the one thing I preach is consistency. And that's the thing. You know, people come in here and say, oh, you know, you're only trading X amount of shares. You're only trading, you're only making $5. You're only making $7 on a trade. And I try to preach as much as possible that if your goal is to make $1,000 a day, start out at $10 a day. Learn how to make $10 a day every single day, right? If you can do that, then move to $100. Then if you can make $100 a day, go to $500 or, you know, whatever increments you want to prove to yourself, but it's all about being consistent. If you can make $50, I always like to say 50. If you can make $50 a day every single day, like that is what you're shooting for, and you can do it on a very consistent basis. I'm talking like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months in a row where every day you're making that $50, then you can move up, right? But what I'm saying is if you can make that $50 a day consistently, you can make $1,000 a day consistently. All it is a change in share size. The patterns on the charts aren't going to change. Nothing else changes except for your share size, right? So it has nothing to do with the strategy that you play. I mean, obviously it has everything to do with the strategies that you play, but what I'm getting at is it's all about being consistent no matter your share size. And I've been trading now since August of 2018. So I'm coming up on like a year and a half ish myself. And I'm trying, it took me that long just to become break even, right? I still consider myself a break even trader, maybe just a tad profitable. Like my account's going up, but I was to the point where, you know, I was going up, 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 and up, and I still was having this trouble with bigger losses. So the bigger losses would wipe out a couple weeks, sometimes a month of my profits. And I was getting so sick of letting that happen that I said, okay, I really need to sit down and figure this out, especially at the end of the year, here, I'll show you my TraderSync. Let's go full screen. Let's just do full screen period. There we go. So my trades at the end of the year and the beginning of the year, my strategy, let's put the date. When I started using this strategy back in February 8th to be exact. Let's go to December 24th just to show you. So look at my win percentage, 89%, right? 89%. And I was obviously being profitable, and I'm still profitable right now with this strategy. Just trying to make it better, right? And that's even with at the end here, this huge loss. Like, these were the problems. I'd have all these nice gains, 52, 20, 35, 12, 30, you know, a lot of smaller ones too, 31, 26, 22. But then the problem was, every once in a while, I would let the emotions get to me, and I would become not necessarily a deer in headlights, but I would start to fight a stock that I shouldn't, because I'm so used to winning that I couldn't accept the loss, and I couldn't figure out how to stop it. It was LYV, OCX, MTSI. Like, it happened, like, all it takes is those couple times, which I can show you. MTSI is in here as well. So look, I built this up. I was up over $946, and then I took $1,000 loss on MTSI because I did the same thing that I did over here on LYV. Took the same type of loss. So I need to avoid, that's one of the biggest holes in my game, is learning how to deal with these losses. I couldn't figure it out, right? It was just killing me. So if we go back, and now 89%, let's add up until now. Oh, of course, it's going to make me redo the whole thing. So let's X out of that. Go back. February 8th. Can I click today? Sorry. I'm still, this is also a newer journal to me, so I'm still trying to, you know, work with it, figure out some cool things about it. I'll just hit that. So now we go from 89 to 86%. But if you would have counted up my loss, like all my losses, I had more losses now than I did all of the last like 6 to 7 months of my trading. Because, I mean, granted, 2 of these are mistakes, but needless to say, like, if we scroll through, look at all the green versus the red. Like, it's like, let's go back. Like, we can go to February. So here's where this starts. CLF. It was my first trade ever on the new strategy. So let's see, green. Like, look at all the green, and then there's that big loss on MTSI. I was on a 28 trade win streak here, and then I ran into MTSI and I fought it, lost $1,000. And we were figuring it out. Green, mostly green. But as you see, when you see the reds, most of them are like semi-bigger numbers, right? I was trying to keep my max loss around $100, and, you know, it would get me every once in a while. But it was the ones that I let get out of control. Like, you'll see LYV coming up here. But even most of the time, it was hard to control the losers, because sometimes with that 1-1-2 strategy, things would kind of run against you. And it's kind of hard to fight those. But then we start to get towards the end of the year, and we went on a huge winning streak again, as you can see. And then all of a sudden, same thing happened again. We got a little overconfident, and LYV popped up, and it took us to the cleaners. And then since then, this holiday season, just absolutely nothing that we could do. Just absolutely nothing. It's just been crazy. And so I felt like something had to change. And that's kind of what we're doing. We're looking to figure out a way to not let these fake outs. I could go back and show you all my charts. These fake outs have been killer. And look at what it did. We would have a nice green candle stopping out our full position for a big loss right here, depending on how we scaled in and with what share size, depending on how big our loss would have been. It would have been anywhere from $100 to $300, and it was a complete fake out, right? So at least for now, this 2180 area seems to be holding pretty well. If I remember correctly, our hypo average on this is 2185. So it keeps flirting with that area. Unfortunately, we're looking for that bigger move down. So we'll see if it wants to kind of deny this 22 reclaim here and try to work a little bit lower. But that is kind of what we're going through right now with, you know, it's a new strategy to me. Well, it's not a new strategy. It's the same principle, but we're just looking for ways to make it better. So, but there's no batteries in this. Daddy's getting ready to make some lunch. So you just got to vroom vroom with this. Vroom vroom. Say there's no batteries. Yeah, so it doesn't work. I know it's supposed to go together, bud, but how about when Daddy finishes up here in a few minutes? Yeah, I know it's supposed to work. When Daddy finishes up, I'll change the batteries. Yeah, we'll change the batteries. Yeah, they're up in the closet. So we'll do that in just a sec. Watch your interview with preach it. I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth. That's what I hope you guys come here for, is the truth. So I'm gonna spit it out at you. Watch your interview with Avery the other day. To be honest, break even the first year is great. That year is all about finding yourself as a trader. I couldn't agree more. ADAP, by the way, Mo, we looked at earlier. Yeah, so we can't play this anyway. If we would have played it, we would have played it earlier and it would have worked out really nicely. But we obviously can't. Look at CVM. That thing is crazy. That would have worked out. Yeah, CGC's the one. Your first year sounds a lot like mine. Got too confident, long green streaks, broken rules, emotional trading, and boom, lost a huge percentage of profits. I mean, Ryan, I couldn't agree with you more, man. It's been a journey, to say the least. But you can't get to where we are without that experience, right? I tell everyone all the time, it's all about the experience. So the more experience you gain, the more you start to see the same patterns over and over again. The more and more you start to see how often these fake outs happen. How many people are stopping out high of day, and then you get this big volume bar because of all the people that know that's coming, and they just suck up that liquidity from them stop losses, right? And I was the one that kept getting stopped out because my strategy said, if it reclaims high of day, I have to stop out. And I used to have a rule where I would let it go high of day, see what it does, and then stop out. But then, of course, when you try to do that, you run into the problem that when it goes through high of day and then it just keeps going, right? It just keeps going to 2280. And then before you know it, it's a 23 magnet. And it never comes back down and tests that area because it already went through a pullback and it's ready to go higher. So it's very tough to trade that way. And it can get out of hand very quickly. So that's kind of one of the reasons I started to try to not get away from it. I'm still trading that strategy. I just found a way to stay in the trade. I found a way to allow myself to stay in the trade. And David couldn't be more right. You learn from your losers, not your winners. It's so true. And these, as I was getting faked out, those are losers, right? Because I would get stopped out, and they're the most frustrating losers because they're the losers that would have ended up winning, right? So how much more frustrated can you get knowing that you would have won in hindsight if you would have just stayed in the trade? Obviously, anyone can be a hindsight trader. It's pretty easy. Being able to see this stuff in real time, though, that's the key. So looking down at SAVA, we're still waiting for this one. We're kind of in a really long ascending triangle here. So we're really looking for this thing to kind of pop up there towards VWAP. Got our order sitting there at 730. But seriously, just you guys being here, I appreciate all the support. Seriously, just the engagement, everybody coming in here, giving me their ideas. I know Jeff's been calling out some really good plays. I missed the NKTR trade that he actually called out today. It was pretty nice. AW, let me see. What do you see? Oh, you're saying aw, okay. Yeah, I agree with you on ADAP, but ADAP is, we don't have shares on that anyway, so we can't even scalp it if that was what you're after. I'm not really looking for too many scalps, to be honest, unless it's just a single entry and then it hits our profit target right off the bat. Testing. Oh, yeah. I think it was you, David. I was like, look, I literally have my streaming software open, so I can see that my mic is going through. I was like, wait a minute. Sava has great potential and room to run to 11. It sure does. I mean, it could. I mean, looking at the daily, it's not going to most likely do it in one day, even though it has before. But we're just really kind of looking to play that extended move, and we're looking for that move back up. That was really all we're looking at. This thing's kind of just going sideways. Might end up kind of putting this thing on a time limit here. Had 2 trades on it over the past few days. Got stopped out on both. On SAVA, it's frustrating, man. Yeah, the past 2 days I see 2 red candles. It finally looks like CGC is looking to break down. If we want to use the top here, we can kind of draw a nice little descending triangle. The bottom of it right here, you can see the support sitting here, 2177, 2181, and we're currently here, 2183. So if we can get through that, the odds are we're going to get that breakdown at least towards VWAP. Help? It's a sticker. So Dice, I'm going to change the batteries for you, bud. Just give me a few more minutes, and then we're going to make some lunch. The sticker? It doesn't do anything, bud. It's just a sticker. That's not a button. That's not a button. I can't help you. It's just a sticker. It's just a sticker. Look, you turn it over. These are the buttons. Say buttons. Buttons. CGC really trying to not fall down here. But now that it is up a little bit, I can show you the line, make it look a little cleaner. Get the big para up, looking into the descending triangle, looking for that nice flush down. And typically descending triangles are like a 1-to-1 move. You're usually allowed to risk off the top looking for a 1-to-1 there, right? So 2182, 2250, so you're looking like 70 cents. So theoretically, if the descending triangle works here, you'd be looking for around 2110 as like a final take profit there. ADAP. There it goes. I don't know if you were talking about a scalp to the long side or the short side. Honestly, I don't even know. I would have never went long there. It's not my type of play at all. But if that was what you were looking to play and you got in there for that, then awesome. That hell's yeah. Beautiful move up. That's really not something I'd be looking to play. If anything, I'd be looking to go short somewhere in here if I could. I would not be, but I would be looking for, you guys know me, I like the previous resistance. I would like to see an extension away from that. So I would not really be interested in this even right here. I would love to see the pop through 5, and then I would be interested. What's the highest we got there? 488 is the highest we got. Been in since 3:30. Amazing. Awesome, man. Very nice. Sorry, just kept catching up in the Discord. If you guys are new here and you're not in the Discord, I'll put that in the chat. It's where I end up hanging out for the rest of the day after I get off of here. So feel free to join us in there. By the way, if you're not subscribed, feel free to hit subscribe. Make sure it's public too, so I can see it and it'll pop up and tell us. Be pretty awesome. What happened to this? Did it expand itself? Let me. It didn't. So there we go. Go check out what CGC is doing. CGC said, no, screw your descending triangle. Not happening. So this is one of them ones where pretty much on CGC and SAVA, we'd be looking at some time restrictions here. Not really looking to, you know, sit in these all day, but it is starting to look like we might get this SAVA pop here. Thinking like 11:30, 12 o'clock. 11:30, 12 o'clock is kind of where things really start to just kind of die off, not really do what you want it to do. So we'll kind of see what it does until then and go from there. It's looking like SAVA might try to give us the pop that we're looking for. Well, dang, CGC. Prove me wrong. SAVA, though, is looking like we might get it. It's trying. Oh, look at that pop. That's what we were waiting for. Now we just need to get some fill. I was about to hit it there. It was at 26. Kind of frustrating. It was at 35, didn't get filled when I went through the ask. But again, when you're only trading 25 shares on a route that most people aren't using, it's kind of what happens. Just giving it a sec here, and we're most likely going to just take it off here. And then go make some lunch. I'm hungry. Say if I see the ask come down at all under 730, we'll definitely be jumping out. It's the only reason I haven't yet. There it is. All right, so we'll jump out there. Ended up with just a quick $5 there. Of course, it jumped right back up a little bit. No big deal. Coming up to 12 o'clock anyway, so really not interested in kind of continuing that. But again, we're just kind of getting our feet wet here, seeing how all these work. We would have never traded SAVA for real, hence we didn't. Simply because looking at the daily, that thing looked very scary to the downside. It could have broke this key area here and just absolutely plummeted. So we were just playing the intraday chart, looking at the extension away from VWAP, looking for it to kind of try to come up and touch it again. Almost got the move right away, and then we ended up waiting a super long time for it to even get up here. So just going to get out of there for a small winner. And again, small winners They do add up as long as you're taking multiples, right? You just got to end up getting into multiples. So we ended up taking those 3 trades today. 2 of them were real. The 2 bigger ones actually were real. So happy with that. And we'll move on to tomorrow. So if you guys have any additional questions, again, feel free to find me on the Discord. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Always appreciate that support. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning. I'm going to make a video for today for those 2 trades, but then I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.